Are you on the hunt for the best high chair for your baby? If so, today I'm gonna give you two really great options that are loved by parents as well as feeding specialists. So let's dive in. If you're new here, I'm Emily. I'm the stroller mom. I review car seats, stroller, baby gear, and try to help you find what's gonna be best for your family. I'm a mom of two, almost three, and so I have used both of these high chairs with my girls, and I'm excited to use them with my third baby, and have really great things to say about both of them. The thing that's unique about this comparison is we have a budget-friendly high chair here and a splurge option. So if you are also trying to navigate if you should go with like a Stokey or a Leo or some of these more expensive high chairs, or if you will be happy with a high chair like this awesome Graco Duodiner that's been around forever. So kind of diving into these two high chairs, I have the Graco Duodiner high chair, which is the 3-in-1 version, but there's also a 6-in-1 version. And this high chair retails from anywhere between $104 to $170, and the 6-in-1 option kind of ranges on the more higher end there, so like $160, $170. The Stokey or Stoka is a lot more expensive, and it is definitely something that is highly talked about by parents on whether it's worth the money. This high chair all in for this complete set you see here, including the cushion and the tray, is $419. And if you want like the lesser versions, $319 did not include the cushion and the tray if you do decide you're gonna have it at the table and things like that. So there's a lot of different price options with the Stoka, which can feel a little bit overwhelming when you're trying to navigate it, whereas the Graco, you get what you get. It's here, it's simple, and it felt a lot less overwhelming to me, but there's a reason why a lot of people go with the Stoka. The Stoka's been around forever, so has Graco. So these are both two really good high chairs that have stood the test of time. I know when I was building my baby registry, I felt super overwhelmed by navigating which things I should splurge on for baby and which things I should go more budget friendly and budget conscious, because you can't necessarily always have everything that's on the high end. So I actually started with my girls with this high chair. So this is the Graco Duodiner, and I loved it. Other than the aesthetic, I have been so happy with this high chair. So the thing that I really liked about it, and one of the main reasons I wanted this high chair, was we used to have a high top table. And so super unique, that's only true to this high chair of these two options, is that this high chair can, on the sides, come up, let's see if I can get it right there, to a higher setting, which was so nice to be able to have that next to my table. But then you also can have the lower setting for if you have a more standard traditional height table. The other thing I really liked about the Graco Duodiner 3-in-1 is that it has this recline option. So if you need to start doing food with your baby at an earlier age, like 4 months, in general it's recommended at 6 months, but if you need to, you have that option with the recline. The other thing that we have found in our experience is sometimes our baby starts to get fussy and ready for her bottle after dinner, and we're all still at the table. So once she was able to hold her bottle, we were able to give her her bottle in her high chair, and I loved that about this. The cover is machine washable. It has the 5-point safety harness. I also have loved that it has this top tray, which is removable and you can easily wash it. Here's why I liked having two trays. If you feed your baby 3 times a day as they get a little bit older, and then for many, many years. And I loved that I could do breakfast on this, and then if I didn't get to the dishes or didn't get to clean it right away, I had this option for lunch. And so it's almost like you had 2 trays you could use with your baby, which I really like. The other thing that I will say about the Graco Duodiner that is not common in a lot of these budget-friendly high chairs, and even some of the expensive ones I've heard from a lot of moms, is that the tray gets super close to your baby. Where this is nice is babies are really messy. And so all of their food and stuff can fall into their lap, but you can actually adjust this tray super easily to be really close to your baby. Other things that I love about this high chair is that it does have an adjustable footrest. And so there's 3 different settings here, and I have found that for the most part, those have been very sufficient for our needs when feeding our littles. We have done baby-led weaning, so having that footrest is something that is highly recommended by feeding specialists and something you really should look for in high chairs. The last thing I will say about this high chair that I really do love is that on the back, there is a little compartment that you can put bibs or washcloths or things that you need to use for when you're feeding your baby. So I really have loved that. It's been a nice storage compartment. When I went to the Stoka, I was like, wait a second, what am I gonna do with my bibs and stuff? So that is another thing that is super, super nice about the Graco Duodiner 3-in-1. The last thing I will say, and I know I said that on the last point, is that it can come off and sit on a chair. So it does turn into a booster seat if that is an option. It is very large and bulky. So for me, the option has not been my favorite in regards to being able to use as a booster. I've tried it, but it just takes up a lot of space, especially with the large tray. So it's a feature of it, but I would say it's definitely at its peak as a high chair. It does have wheels as well so that it can roll. So if I had it at my table or brought it into my kitchen, there's some good options there. So that's kind of the Graco Duo Diner and kind of everything you need to know there. So moving over to the Stoka Trip Trap. This high chair is extremely popular and is one of the most highly recommended high chairs. The thing that is so unique is this high chair can grow with you from infancy, your baby from infancy, all the way to adulthood. It can actually hold up to a 200-pound person. So that is definitely unique for a high chair. Why does that matter, or what's the value there? The main reason is I'm using another one of these with my toddler because it helps her get the right position. She was ready for a chair. We put her in the chair. She didn't need the booster seat anymore at 3 years old, but her legs hanging off, she could never get that right position. And every mealtime, she was falling off of her chair, like sliding out of it. We were constantly having to tell her get back in. By doing the Stoka Trip Trap with the right adjustment on the footrest, she now can sit in the right posture and be able to eat with us at the table. So she can use this all the way up into elementary school or when she's ready to get that proper seating on a regular dining chair. For the baby set, this high chair is meant to be at the table with you, but they do have this washable tray and you can use it or you can put it in the dishwasher, which is really nice. It comes off super easily, and I'm gonna put this to the side. So that's really, really nice there, is that you can have, this is what you can push up to the table, and it gives that really nice positioning for your baby. It does have a 5-point harness, which I love, especially since my second child is my climber. So being able to keep her in secure. I have found that the buckles are a little bit more difficult to do and undo than they were on the Graco. They were super easy on the Graco. I'm sure as I use this more, I've been using that high chair for longer, they'll probably wear a little bit, but they are really easy to adjust, and you can kind of set them back here as well. The cushion is washable and you don't use it. I actually don't use the cushion. A lot of the time it's nice for those younger babies, but in general for an older child, it's so easy to clean. You don't have to put anything in the wash if you take the cover off. And then this baby set comes off, and then it can be a seat. So you have a few different configurations. Another thing that's really unique about Stoka, but it's more money, is they have a baby seat that goes on here that you can use with your newborn from birth. So if that's something that you want to have your baby at your table with you, that's a really cool, unique accessory that allows you to use it from birth, whereas this one, your baby's gonna have to be minimum 4 months old to be able to use. So that's another thing I really like. And then to the footrest. The footrest is so, so important in a high chair. You really shouldn't get a high chair that doesn't have a footrest, because especially for babies, as they're learning to eat, learning to sit up, that posture and being in the right position is gonna help them eat so much better. So my biggest feedback next to the price on the Stoka is that you actually have to use an Allen wrench to adjust both the footrest and the seat and untighten the screws on both sides to be able to readjust it, which is a lot of work. And especially if you have a child who's growing quickly, that can be a lot. So that is something that a lot of other high chairs are really easy and you can just adjust them within the buttons and stuff. But this one still, you do have to do that manual adjustment. And then obviously price is definitely a factor in this. It does not have wheels to move around, but I haven't found that to be an issue just because of size, and it has a smaller footprint. I really love the aesthetic, and I think a lot of parents do, of the Stoka. There's tons of colors available out there to match your home, which is really nice. And then a little hack that I did end up doing is I have a hook hanging on the back of the high chair that you can hang bibs on. So that is something that if you want to do and try and hack your Stoka to make it like the Graco with that cool compartment, that is something that I have done, especially for the baby stage when your kids are eating with bibs. I hope this has helped you decide which high chair is best for your baby. If you do end up buying one of these high chairs, I have links in the description that does help support this channel at no additional cost to you. And if you have any questions or want to know anything about these high chairs or other high chairs, please comment below. I love talking to moms and helping you navigate all of the baby gear that is out there. Thanks for watching.